7 ladies in the waiting room with Christy.
Hello, my name is Christy Eman. You're most welcome to this episode of Vibrant Ladies in the Waiting Room with Christy. Today's episode is tagged Wellness. Do you realize that so many women died just because they didn't know what to do? A lot of people we have lost would not have died if they knew what to do or if they did what they were supposed to do. And so today we'll be talking extensively about wellness, the need for wellness, the dimensions of wellness, the benefits of wellness, and what can you do? How can you handle it? And so to do this, I will not be cruising alone today. I have my guest in the house who is set to speak to us. You're most welcome. It's very nice to have you.
Thank you, Christy. It's a pleasure being here on Vibrant Singles Program.
Thank you so much.
I've always enjoyed working with you.
Oh, wow. Like I mean. Thank you.
Good afternoon, our listeners out there, or good day from wherever you are. It's a pleasure being here.
All right. So, can we meet you?
My name is Stella Odunwa. I am a mother, a grandmother. I'm a friend to so many people and beloved of my family. I'm a retired civil servant, having worked with the federal government of Nigeria, with the National Directorate of Employment, to be precise, where I worked for 35 years before I retired. So now I'm on my own. I do run or host a radio program titled Wellness and another one, Entrepreneurship, on an online radio program called Radio Online Studio or radio program. I'm very, very much passionate about wellness. I'm also very passionate about entrepreneurship. The fact that there are so many teeming jobless people, so many people who don't even know what to do. We can't but talk about entrepreneurship. And then you need to make money, even as we say that is important. It's also important that we look after our health. Otherwise, all the monies in this world will not let us enjoy good health. So I'm passionate about wellness as well. And when I'm not doing any of that, I am also passionate about Toastmasters. Toastmasters teaches us the art of public speaking and leadership, where you hone your speaking skills and leadership skills and learn to be the best that you can be. Communication is vital, and if we cannot communicate and express ourselves and sell our visions and ambitions, then we have not started. So I'm passionate about Toastmasters, and I have become a distinguished Toastmaster, having gained a measure of competence in several aspects of public speaking and leadership. I have also served as the division director in Toastmasters under District 94, which encompasses West African sub-region. So when I'm not doing all of that, I enjoy reading, because reading is something that helps to grow yourself and grow and develop the mind. You will only be where you want to be if you can read and grow yourself. But if you don't, you will find yourself staying where you are. Maybe 20 years ago, you are still at that level. So reading is important. It's a culture that should be cultivated. And when I'm not doing that, I love traveling. When I'm not doing that, I also make spicy plantain chips for people who want to order, and I produce for them. So that's what I do. I also enjoy being with friends and family. And I enjoy coaching and mentoring people and meeting people as well. So that's a nutshell about me. Is it a mouthful?
Thanks most kindly, ma'am, for that introduction of your profile.
Thank you.
That's really interesting. And you're looking very pretty. I like your hairstyle.
Thank you so much. So are you looking too?
Oh,
Gorgeous.
Thank you very much.
Look beautiful.
Thank you. And so, topic for today, wellness. When you hear the word wellness, what comes to your mind?
Wellness is all about being fit, being well. minimizing things that are capable of making you fall ill, making you not to be at optimal level of performance. Or, let me ask you, if you are not well, will you not know?
Of course, I will.
Yes. So when you are not well, you will know. And when you are well, you will know. Because of that, wellness is being okay, being on top form, that it can help you to accomplish whatever you want to do. But when you are not well, you can't really be optimal in terms of your performance.
Yes.
And when we talk about wellness, it's not just being physically well. We're also looking at your emotional state of being.
Wow.
You can look very good, but if at the mental level you have a serious mental health challenge, you are not really well. And not just that alone, we talk about, after the emotional wellness aspect, we talk about the physical wellness aspect, and we also look at the mental wellness aspect. What of the financial wellness aspect? I'm very sure that in present day Nigeria, that is the major hurdle that most of us are facing.
Exactly.
It is not well with our pockets. It's not well financially. Or let me say it is well because
It
must
is well.
positively.
Yes.
But economic and financial
Let the person I am rich.
It's something that is affecting
Honestly.
almost all of us.
Honestly.
So if you don't have it, you are also sick.
Yes. Honestly, I like the fact that you explain everything in detail. Types of wellness and stuff like that. So, can you tell us about the dimensions of wellness?
Okay. We have just mentioned the different aspects of wellness, and according to United Nations, we also MDG goals, we find out that they have a number of things listed for us to be well. If you don't have jobs, for instance, you are not well. So the right to earn a living and make a living and be self-sustaining is part of being well. Then the ability to get healthcare facilities that can take care of you is part of the wellness that we are talking about. You go to many hospitals, there are no medicines, there are not enough doctors. You spend the whole day, and when you even get to go through the process of working with them, doing tests, doing different things, you find out that you are on the queue, waiting for how many people before you can be attended to. Sometimes emergencies come in and leave you, and they have to focus on them. And these days of
people died.
These days of Japa, which is the relocation syndrome, you find out that most of our qualified medical personnel and nurses, they are leaving. So that's even more critical again for our health wellness in this country. So we need, and you find out that because those medical facilities are not easily available or they are not affordable, we also resort to traditional methods of wellness too. I'm not one of those who condemn any aspect of healing or wellness and all that. Like some will tend to think that traditional healing methods are not.
Can you explain it so that people may understand?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like you are not feeling too fine and you want to go to the hospital. The first thing that comes to mind is go to the hospital, isn't it?
Yes.
But we also have traditional healers as well. The alagos and all of them that brew different herbs for you and they treat you. Medically, you'll be told that they don't have measurements. You don't know the components of all of these things. And as such, why should you take them? But for me, I think that if we go by only the orthodox, that's the medical aspect of wellness, you will find out that you may not get so much service as you would want. Whereas in the traditional, you will get adequate care and also attention because there are many of them. Now, which should you go for? That's the question, isn't it? For me, I do love everything African, everything Nigerian. So I love having to use our traditional methods of wellness and also using supplements and all of that, and using even just your home medicines like your garlic, your ginger, and all of those things that will help you to keep in optimal fitness. And I also love using the medical, that's the European medical aspect of healing, which is going to the hospital, going to the doctors, because I know that there are certain areas where they are also very, very good at. But to knock down the other aspects, I do not do that, because if the Chinese had done that, they would not have gone so far in Vedic and traditional medicines the way they are now doing, because they are very, very good in alternative healing. And you can't, even India has gone far too. In it, Chinese, Japanese, they are very good at all of this. And these days, you find that wellness has even included taking supplements and all of that.
Yes.
But you must be informed in order to make very good use of all of those dimensions of treatment. Like me, I don't, as much as possible, I don't like taking the English medicine for malaria treatment. I have a very good remedy for malaria and typhoid treatment, which I use, and it has worked for me for years. So whichever one you are comfortable with, go for it, but do not knock down one for the other.
Exactly, because we have heard of cases whereby people who had high blood pressure stopped using their drug and somehow they slumped.
Yes. So that is why I said information is key.
Exactly.
So you must be informed whichever aspect you want to do. If you even go to the hospital, let the doctor inform you. Ask questions. I have seen instances where people go to hospitals, you ask them, what did the doctor say? They say they didn't tell you, they just gave me medicine. Which is not so good. You must be informed. It's your right to ask. It's your right for the doctor to tell you what is treating you for, what is given to you, so that you are well informed. And if you have to go to another doctor, you will be able to tell that second doctor what you have taken and what you have not taken. I know someone who treated asthma from one hospital, and when the hospital couldn't handle it, they rushed him to UBTH. And then they failed to inform the next doctor what treatment he was being given. And they gave him the same treatment, thereby giving him too much dose of it, and he died. It's my younger brother. He passed on years ago, because whoever took him there could not explain that he had already been given this medication and this medication. So we must always be informed. Even if we go by the traditional medicine, ask them, let them tell you what is in each of all of those things. If you also want to go by the ways of supplements, yes, it is good. There are so many supplements out there, so many wellness groups out there. They'll tell you this will cure this, this will cure that. But don't take it at face value. Please research, make your research and ask yourself, is this really all that is needed to treat this, or do I need more? And where this wellness aspect does not have all of it, another one will produce that can aid. Excuse me for my cough. That can aid you in getting better. Now, when we want to talk about wellness, there's need for each of us to be empowered. We need to read, we need to make research, we need to ask questions. And that's where I'm coming to. When I talk about wellness, I look at it holistically. Most of the time, we are fiercely and fearfully made by God. In each of us has been given that capability to have optimal health throughout the lifespan that we have been blessed to live. Now, most of the time, you find out that apart from a few defects here and there and hereditary challenges that we may have been born with, there's no reason why we can't live a healthy and wholesome lifestyle. When I was younger, I noticed that my parents had BP. And my dad had asthma. I told myself that, therefore, it runs in my, is capable of running in my blood. But I could say no to it by changing deliberately the way I choose to live.
Being deliberate.
There is no law that says that once you are 40 years old, you must rely on BP meds and medications. There's no law. There's no law that says that you cannot live till even 80s and even into your 90s without having to use BP medicines. Why is it so? From the day you are born, from your youth, you start planning and working towards the kind of old age you want to live, the kind of person that you want to be, and you have to be intentional about it. We can't continue to live. Let me say this. Most of the time, the average person lives as if there's no tomorrow. No tomorrow
we are
in the
talking about
sense,
how it can be achieved now, right?
yes,
Okay.
no tomorrow in the sense that you sit down, you are with a bottle of soft drink. You may take 2 or 3 in a day. You will go for the noodles and we eat them without asking ourselves, are we doing ourselves any good? We go for pastries, we go for junk foods, we go for maybe about a week and we have not taken a single fruit and vegetable.
Wow.
Or we cook our foods and it's all about frying. You fry your plantain, you fry your eggs, you fry your meat, you fry your fish, you fry everything. Your stew is very oily, you fry everything. And you fail to realize that where is all of this going into?
Wow.
We make ice cream, we make this, we make that, we take another sweet, we are on biscuits, we are on. Where is it going to? It's into this body. Have you ever asked yourself, what does your body consider as poison? Most of these fast foods, most of these over-processed foods, most of these soft drinks, most of all of these things, the body sees it as poison. Your liver sees it as poison. But you take it, don't you? Who cleans it up for you? Who cleans that poison that you have put into the system? You have not asked yourself, how do I clean it? How do I remove it from my system to avoid poisoning my livers, my kidneys, and all of those things, and my heart, and all of those things? We smoke, we drink, so we take even all these energy drinks, all of them, and we ask ourselves, we think we're enjoying, but we're not really enjoying. Anything done excessively without moderation will end up killing the person using it. So you have to be intentional about your health. Don't take all these alcoholic drinks, take all those things without asking yourself, what is the right quantity I should be taking per day? What should I do? What should I not do? If you can be intentional about your health, you will definitely live long. Now, let's talk about even weight. We gain weight, don't we? But what weight is right for you? Medically, they tell you about body mass index. And they tell you this weight is good for you, this weight is not good for you. It serves as a guide. Are you guiding your weight? Or you are just living day to day and say, okay, big is good, fat is good, being on the big side is the vogue and all of that, and being slim is anathema. You tell yourself that you are okay. And even when people shame you, or maybe talk about you, you say they are body shaming you. But deep down, you know in your heart that you are not okay. So no one can shame you, except deep down, you're already ashamed of yourself. You're ashamed of what you are and how you are. And once you know that that is the condition, it means you need to pick it up and work on it.
And be deliberate, like you said.
And be
And you
deliberate.
know that in those days, people live longer. You wonder why in those days.
Yes, in those days,
Longer.
we were at the agrarian age. We used to go to farms. We used to work and till the soil and have outdoor activities. We talked about those days. Not that people were not being sick. Not that they didn't have the health challenges in those days. But you see, they were outgoing. Most of their jobs and occupations were outdoors. They are hawking, they are farming, they their sales, their trading, they went several kilometers. Whether they had transport or not, they would walk some distances and take transport for some. So they had enough ability to work out and keep fit. Unlike now, where we find out that we are mainly sedentary. You stay in an office and you are there from morning till evening and you really don't go anywhere. So wherein lies the exercise that we are doing, that we still want to eat the way our forefathers used to eat. Can we afford it? No. It therefore means that we should eat less. We should find other ways to exercise more, like taking long walks. If there is no bike, please, even if there is bike, leave the bikes, walk some distances before taking transport. You are coming back again from work, walk, that is, take transport, drop a long distance away from your place, walk again, take brisk walks. Depending on your wellness and your fitness level, you take brisk walks. If you are not a BP patient, if you are not diabetic, you take longer walks and you take brisker walks. But if you have BP, you have tendency to have cardiovascular challenges, then you have to make sure you walk at your pace that is good for you. So you need the exercise. And if you don't have the opportunity to do the exercise, what of in your house? Like me, I find out that because I'm retired now, I don't tend to go out too much. But I must still do that exercise. So I find myself doing the jumps. You can do jumping jacks. You make sure that at least you jump 100 times a day before, and then stretch out before you go and take your bath. And in the evening, if you can again, you do so. If not, you also take time to walk around your neighborhood. If you have opportunity, go to the nearby supermarkets or markets, walking. That helps you to keep in good form. When you walk, when you exercise, what happens is that you sweat. The whole of your nerves and tissues and glands are exercised in the process. Your heart, your liver, your kidneys, everything is worked out. And the heart, when you listen to it, it beats faster, it beats more. That tells you that it helps you to clean out more of the junks in your system. And then you find out that most of the time you take a lot of sweets.
Before you go ahead, sorry to cut you. You talked about taking junks the other time, how to detoxify. So I was going to ask you, how do you detoxify? But you started mentioning that already.
Yes.
And for somebody with people with diabetes who are watching the program or BP, and they're like, what kind of exercise am I going to do? What do you have to tell them?
We talked about brisk walks. It's good for them. They could also lie down and do their stretch. Lie down on the floor, face up, move your hands up and down. Maybe you count 20. You do the same for your leg, you count 20. Whatever you can do, they are all part of the exercise that you need to do. Staircase, you can also take stairs. Little by little, just be intentional. Don't overwork or exert yourself too much, but do the exercise anyway. And then when we talk about junk foods, we have to really minimize it. It can take us into old age, the way we are really, really big on junk eating and drinking. It's suicidal. So we need to really work on minimizing them. Ask yourself, what are those things doing for you that the food that you cook at home is not giving to you? Ask yourself what you want to enjoy from it that you are not enjoying from that home food that you are eating. Okay, instead of the junk foods, why can't you go for even roast plantain and roast yam and roast potatoes? It will also give you such takeaways and you eat them. What of healthy foods that you can also take? You look at how you can work them into your diet. All those soft drinks, look at how you can reduce them. Like I don't take them as a rule. I don't take soft drinks, I don't take those juice, whatever it is, whether it's natural or not. I will make mine. So I minimize the use of all those alcoholic drinks and all of those things. I take red wine, and which some people say again is still not good. So I'm looking at how I will also minimize the use of red wine. Instead, produce my own soup and drink. Is that not a red wine?
Okay.
So if you also ferment your drink, like if you can keep your pineapples, cut them up, cover them up, ferment them, and then you sieve it, you can also take it. It's a little fermented, it's good for you. It has what we call saccharides, and it's healthy as well. So you take them. What of even your palm wine is also very nourishing. Good. Palm wine is nourishing, it's natural. Palm wine that has not really gone through fermentation. It's healthy and it's good, and it has probiotic. You can take them if you can get good one. Sometimes they adulterate them. That's the problem again. That's all the challenge that we have again in taking our own natural and healthy drinks. So you have to be sure of the source. If you are not sure, then produce your own. Ferment your drinks yourself. Yogurt is a very nourishing drink. Make it and take them. Produce them on your own. Juice your drink and carry
That's
it.
unsweetened yogurts, right?
Yes, unsweetened yogurts will also go a long way to help pimples. Now, there's something that I always ask people. We enjoy taking all these soft drinks, but do you take your bitters? Do you take bitter drinks? Like your bitter leaf? Your scented leaves? Do you juice them? Do you take them? They'll tell you it's too bitter. But you see, rather than the sweet drinks, the bitter drinks are the best for the system, for the body, because the bitter drinks are what helps you to detoxify.
Wow. Interesting. I think you were saying something the other time before I interrupted you. You were talking about when you take sweets or something like that.
When you take sweet drinks. No, we're talking about us taking sweet drinks, licking sweets, engaging in everything sweet. And we think that that is enjoyment. But to the body, it's actually toxic. You need to remove it. And we don't do enough of helping the liver to remove it. Like taking all these natural drinks, like blending your cucumber and your lemon and drinking them, taking your garlic, taking your bitter leaf drink and your juice and your lemongrass drinks and all of those things, which help you to detoxify. We don't take enough fruits. We don't take enough vegetables. And those are the things that the body needs to cleanse the house and keep it in order. And I advocate that as much as possible, we should go on a cleansing fast at least once a month. And if you can do it at least 3 times a month, it's also very good. A cleansing fast, which is made up of all these natural fruits and vegetables, you blend them, you go on them. Like for a whole day, you just don't take any food. Just go on your fruits and vegetables, turn them into your coleslaw. Rather than use your salad cream, use your avocado to mash the avocado, use it as it. And if you can't do that, you can use your milk without adding any sweet to take your vegetables. And it will help you to cleanse your system, detox, and really help the liver, the kidneys, and all to function better. If you can do it like once a month or 3 times a month, you will find the healthy benefits of it. So your liver, everything. The body, let me say why I say this is because the body is capable of regenerating itself most of the time. If your liver, your kidneys, all of it, your heart is ill, you can help to regenerate the body and keep fit again. I always tell the story about a man called Fallujah Singh. He is the Yogi grandfather, they call him. He is of Indian origin, but he's also a British citizen. When he was around 90, in his 90s, he lost his wife and he became so depressed. He wanted to kill himself because he felt, what was he living for? And a wise man talked with him and told him, he said, I am older than you are, and yet I have not thought of killing myself. There is a lot to live for in life. Why don't you have a purpose? So the man now said, okay, what purpose should I say? Take on a project and pursue it. So he said he was going to raise money for people who are sick. And what he decided to do was to have a marathon race. To run a marathon race. Can you believe that an old man in his 90s will run a marathon race? So he decided that was what he was going to do. He began the training. From slow walks, he began to jog little by little. little by little, and he took part in the Olympics marathon. The doctors refused him taking part, and they said they must subject him to serious medical tests to see whether he was fit to do Olympics. And the doctors passed him. They said when they tested him, his bone was like that of a 16-year-old man. Because of the exercises and the fitness that he had undergone, the body is capable of regenerating itself. So he ran the Olympics. He did not win, but he finished the Olympics. And he went on to live till he was almost 100.
Wow.
Before he passed on. And he was very fit. So whenever he walked the streets, people would call him the Yopi grandfather. So whatever you are, whatever your age, never think that it's too late to regenerate yourself. The body, by God's grace, has been made capable of regenerating itself. The bones become stronger, the heart becomes fitter, the lungs, the kidneys, everything become like a young person's own again. If you are ready to do the work and keep fit and well, follow the wellness routine. Take everything that is around you that is good for you, that you know. Don't disparage the garlic that you say, oh, it stinks. No, they are very, very healthy. In fact, it's one of the most powerful antibiotics in the world. There are parts of them too. But garlic is one of the most potent antibiotics that occurs naturally that you can think of. So go for your ginger, go for your turmeric, go for your garlic, go for your avocados, all those things that are around you that God has so endowed us with. They are good. Your grains, those wheat, corn, barley, millet, all of them, they are awesome. They help. Grind them, eat a lot of them. Your vegetables, eat a lot of them. Grow them. If you can't, there are very many occurring ones near us that we can leverage on. Use. Drink them. Use them. Cook them. Don't overcook them. Eat them. They are very, very good. Healthy for us.
Wow, thank you so very much. Thank you very much. So, how often do you think ladies should go for heavy tests, breast tests, and pap tests? Because so many people have died as a result of that.
Thank you so much. In the times where I went to do my cervical pap smear cancer, pap smear for cervical cancer, we were recommended that once in 5 years you should go for it. But these days now, some will tell you that, well, you don't even need to wait until once in 5 years. If you can run it again, run it once in 3 years. And they are all available. Governments and many NGOs, they do provide all of these things. Look out for them. Free tests, or maybe you just pay a token sum of 1,000 or even 500. And some, they will tell you pay 3,000, and they run it for you. It's at highly subsidized rates. Do your pap smear, do your breast check, and you are also taught how to do it at home by raising up your hands and checking for any visible lump. You stretch your hands out and then you check by yourself. You are taught how to do it, and that helps you to ensure that you keep fit and well. And be very, very hygienic when it comes to your private part, your vagina and all of that. Be very, very hygienic. Wear cotton pants. Make sure that you air it as much as possible. Like there's no need putting on pants in the night when you want to sleep. Just wear your cotton briefs. There are cotton briefs and tops that you can wear as nighties that will make you free and aired, and you also make sure that you wash very well without soap. Medical doctors recommend that you wash without using soap. You wash your private parts without soap, and you make sure that you keep fit. You keep your toilets well cleaned and flushed, and if you must urinate, avoid sitting on a dirty toilet. Flush it before you do so. And for women, we also encourage that to keep your vaginal muscles firm and tight, you should, when you are urinating, you try not to urinate all at once. You stop it midstream, pause for a brief second, continue again, pause again, you continue again. This is because there's a muscle there called the Kegel muscle. It helps to firm, that is a muscle that controls that area. To keep it firm and supple, you need to be exercising like that. And for the men too, I also recommend that you also do the same thing, because there is a muscle there too that will also benefit from that exercise. So when urinating, you stop, continue again, stop, continue again, you stop. So that helps to exercise that aspect. And from time to time, if you have any infection, please go to the hospital. If you notice any lumps or anything, go to the hospital. If you are not well too, go to the hospital and run the necessary tests to make sure that you are in sound health at all times. But sadly, what we notice is that many, they wait until they are really, really very sick before taking the necessary steps to wellness and keeping fit. And that's not good, because at that level, you are very, very much a welcome patient for the doctor. You know, doctors love it when you are really having emergencies. And you go and you are under admission, you are given dreams, you stay how many days, but your pockets does not like it, because you will cry.
Okay, doesn't
seriously.
smile at that time.
So to avoid making the doctor smile and you crying and your pockets crying, please take the necessary step. Go on time to see the doctor. At that point, it's only just medication that you will give you, and you will find yourself bouncing back again. And instead of waiting until you are very ill, then you become the welcome party for the doctor.
Thank
Or
you
is
so
it the
very
welcome
much, Ma.
patient? Thank you so much.
So what's your last word of advice to viewers?
Yes, I will say that if you are overweight, work on your weight and make sure you keep fit. Your body knows what is good for it, and it will tell you. Because when you are overweight, you begin to have different complaints here and there, arthritis, different things. You find yourself even climbing stairs and panting and all of those things. If you are overweight, work on your health. Keep fit and make sure that you are top fitness at all times. And then eat lots of fruits and vegetables. All those naturally occurring foods close to you, they are the best for you. Eat them. Prepare your meals. Prepare them in healthy and sanitary conditions, and do not overcook them. Eat them. Enjoy them. Take brisk walks as often as you can. Take brisk walks and engage in exercise to ensure that you are at top condition. Let me tell us something. God has made us, given us the best that He can give to us in form of these our bodies. Be thankful to God for having that health that you have, and make sure that you do not leave your wellness to chance. Don't leave it to chance, and don't leave it to say, okay, we know that God is the healer, He's the ultimate. But you see, having given you all that you need to survive and live till even 80s and 100s, what are you doing? What's your responsibility to ensure that you work with God to keep this body, this beautiful body that He has given you, fit and healthy? It rests on you, and no one can do it but you. You have the task, and you must work at it to be healthy and fit. That's what I will say.
Thank you very much, Ma. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you.
And to the viewers out there, if you are very sick and so sick, God is the ultimate. Pray to God. God will heal you. In spite of that, be deliberate about your health. Don't wait until you are very sick before you visit the hospital or before you take a step. Do some exercises. Pamper your body, pamper yourself, love yourself. Stop some junk food. You've heard so much about that today. You've been educated. Please don't joke with those information. And thank you very much for coming on this program, Ma. It's a great pleasure to have you. We look forward to seeing you again, to come and talk to us on entrepreneurship. We'll be glad to have you here. Thank you so very much. See you next
so
time.
much. Our listeners out there, it's been a pleasure
Bye.
working with you. I'm grateful.
Yeah, thank you.
Keep fit.